I was damn near up all night reading this shit, so I'm gonna talk to y'all about this shit. Check this out. So it actually took me a while to understand it, but the Undead and the Unluck, that's the name of their powers. Like everybody got something. Like this dude right here is unavoidable. And this is the way he perceives to use his power. But it was when he got to talking about how he got captured is when I really started noticing. I'm like, oh, unbreakable, unconfidential. That shit go hard. Like this lady right here can create invisible barriers. She's unconfidential. That sword he be using, he got it from the unbreakable dude. The unconfidential girl, he don't fuck with her ass. That's the one that he feel like whoop his ass. But you really start seeing what the damn rule holders can do when you meet up with this girl. Before we go on, the world building in this shit is cold as fuck too. So there ain't no damn stars in the fucking world. And her ass made a picture with stars. And they was like, damn, I never thought about the moon having shit around it. But no, like I said, you start figuring out the powers and how OP these motherfuckers is when you meet up with Gina ass. When she step on the water and make this bitch go up. But this shit ain't no small shit. Look how much of the fucking lake she just took up in the damn sky. And I started to figure out her power right here. Cause she kept talking about how she don't like shit to change. But the bitch started fucking making stairs and shit. Look at that shit. Look at my head. She started making stairs and shit going down to they ass with the water and shit. She kept saying change. So I was like, she gotta be the unchanging. And we did find out that this is the girl that caught his ass 50 years ago. And that she supposed to be 66 years old. But they got this technology, this anti-aging technology shit. This is another way how her powers work. You see these grenades getting thrown at her ass? They explode and shit, right? Her ass, that shit ain't work. She's still walking through that shit. Bro threw a flashbang down and that shit worked on her. So he tried to run up and hit her. That shit ain't work. You couldn't touch her ass. You see this damn bubble around her and shit? They thought she ain't had no weaknesses at first, but fucking Andy figured that shit out. He thought about the fact that she could solidify the lake, she telekinetically lift it up, and she can create invisible walls and stairs, her main ability. This is when he had made himself explode and made it start raining blood is when he figured out her power for real. It's unchanged, like I said. And you see all these damn arms and shit around her ass. That's a part of her power too. All the way they beat this girl was OP as fuck. I'm like, bro, what the fuck is going on in this shit? And her power is she negates variation in form, unchanged. Like how she fixed the damn air in place around her. This is where he tell us, negators come in two types. You got the self-targeting types like Andy who use their powers on themselves, like his regeneration and his undead ability. Then you got the external targeting types like Foucault and Gina, whose powers affect anyone other than themselves. She's like, nah, I'm a self-targeter too. Like, look at my timeless body should be enough to tell you that. He's like, in Gina's case, she just cakes on makeup. Granted, I bet she gets it fixed in place with her ability. I'll admit her chest ain't changed at all, but her ass is sagging something serious. And when it comes to using her unchanged, I'm betting that everything but living organizers are fair game. So remember that flashbang earlier? Yeah, they figured out that through that little barrier she puts up, light can get through. And they figured out that for her to walk, she got like this little opening at the bottom of her barrier that allows her to walk. So they got Andy's head inside of that barrier, right? And it's like, yeah, yo ass and Andy's head was hit with Foucault's Unluck, right? And he's like, yeah, this damn Unluck that's finna hit your ass finna be light based. That's when that damn UFO came, right? Bro, the bitch blasted the fuck out of both they ass. Look at this fucking blast way they had created from that bitch. Murking the fuck out of her ass. That shit was old with. And this is one of the damn people that they, as of right now in the anime, they going to Russia. This the bitch they gotta go fucking kill in Russia. I can't wait till they show this shit in the anime. But right after that, though, they go to the damn place they was trying to get into, the 10-seat place, and they meet up with the 8 other motherfuckers that's supposed to be like them negators. And their powers go like this. You got Untruth. His shit is, you already met him in the second episode. He got to be looking at you, and as long as he got an interest in you, his powers basically negate what the fuck you trying to do. Like, whatever you thinking, you're going to do the opposite of. Injustice, this is her ass. She the leader and shit. I haven't seen what her power could do, but that's what it is. I forgot exactly what his shit is, but he basically can copy your powers. This big ass ball right here is a girl in there. She got untouchable. That's what it is. So if this ball helps her from killing everybody, if anything comes towards her or get closer to her, that bitch will shoot the fuck out real fucking fast. This dude right here with this this wild ass hair, he a black dude from what I can tell, and he's supposed to be hella fast. This dude with all the balls and shit, he got a hella knowledge. This motherfucker can't forget knowledge and shit. And I don't know what the fuck this motherfucker do under and this motherfucker. I'm gonna tag my homie. She know. The chick in the ball fucking soon as Andy sit down, still off on Andy ass, sent his ass flying because he was pissed. She was pissed that he killed Gina. Now this book is very fucking important in the series too. It gives them their quest. Now the motherfucking quest is basically you go either find a negator or you fucking go capture a Uma. A negator is the rule vessel. That's what they calling these motherfuckers, the rule vessels. And then the Uma is the rule itself. If you don't pass these fucking these questions shit, right, you get a fucking penalty. And the penalty basically is this. This is where the world building is so cold in this show. Remember I was talking about the damn stars wasn't there in this world? Well, the penalty could be that you get stars. Basically, a new rule is added to the world. And it's going to be something that never was there before. So, like, basically... Let me think. So basically, people wasn't dying at a point in time. That's where undying came from. And now people can die. It might be a good thing to the world, or it might be a bad thing for the world. Like aliens. They didn't have aliens before, now they got the motherfucker. Or the best example is Spoiled. This is the hardest fucking quest on here, is Spoiled. And this is the one that they gonna take up. And they get the location. Sometimes you'll get the location of other negators and shit to basically, because the negators negate the rules of the world. Like, here go the rest of the quest right here. You can pause to read that shit if you want to about the Umas they gotta fight, or they gotta capture a fucking a motherfucking negator. I'm really interested in this unburned negator. Forgot to say that book, the Book of Revelations, Apocalypse, is the first artifact found on Earth. Foucault asks, so what if we don't do what the fuck they want us to do, like that quest? What if we don't do the quest and shit? Basically, a new rule will be added to the Earth. So this is the number of times the rules have been added to the Earth. It was, I want to say 98 times. So you got some of the rules of sex, language, race, death, sickness. These are but a single handful, but once every 3 months, new penalties are added without our intervention. They forces got to be strong enough to handle the quest and shit and defeat them and capture it and use it, their power, whatever they got to capture power to their to make them stronger. By growing the strength, that shit is going to allow them to achieve their goal. Oh yeah, it was 98 times the rules been changed, but their goal is to kill the being who forced them rules upon the earth, the creator, the God who resides on the other side of the book. Only the 10 seated at the round table can take up that task. They need to keep a stock of substitutes in case of vacancy. And Unluck, her shit poses the greatest risk out of all of them. And she tells her, you got to become number one here. Leadership of the union is bestowed upon the person who has achieved the greatest number of results. She says, surpass me and you could take the position right from under me. So Andy gets up on the damn table and was like, hey, you little cruddy buck. And forced the motherfucker to give him his fucking, the damn hardest fucking quest, which was the spoil one. Oh yeah, you remember when Andy ass be always naked and shit? So they figured that shit out. There was a Uma that got released in the building they was at, and they had to go find it. The Uma's ability was clothes. It could make clothes and shit of what it cares for the most. And then Andy get the motherfucker right, and this is basically how he got his own clothes. The clothes will always rejuvenate now that when he gets fucked up. Perfect example, fucking Foucault touched Andy, right? This big ass beam goes straight through the floor. Look how many floors that bitch went down. And he was like, that repair took 15 seconds. Too slow. Make it faster. Fucking clothes. It's like, you're insatiable. This is a Uma. That's the rules of its clothes, is that it can turn into any clothes that you really like, and it can take control of you when it gets the turn into the clothes you like. All right, I got a minute. So they went to go check up with Spoil, right? There was all these zombies. This motherfucker went through and killed all them zombies in one little fucking attack, because this motherfucker cut his arm off and make his arm fucking spin in a circle hella fast. And this is where they explain that Umas are different from negators, and that they are the very rules themselves. And the majority of Umas will impose their rule on anyone who steps within their range, no exception. Now you see these numbers on Andy's stomach? They're a timer. Once it hits 0, his ass turned to a damn zombie. And even though he could regenerate, shit was still working on him because it's a continuous effect type. And that ability belongs to the Uma Spoil. This is Spoil. And this is Spoil in his second form. And before his ass was born, right, everything grew uglier and uglier without decay. He's one of the penalties from that book. He brought change in the form of Spoil. Now life beings stop taking life for granted. and start seeking ways to remain and exist just one day longer. It's a necessary rule. I'm gonna end it with Shin having the Monkey King's staff.